Before we get started, I have to preface that with this video, I used two different cameras, my cell phone camera and my webcam, and the cell phone footage, when transferring it to the Mac, got very overexposed, and I was not able to fix that problem. So you'll notice that some of the footage is very washed out and overexposed. That is the cell phone. The footage that looks normal is going to be my Zoom camera. So I just needed to preface that before starting the video. So here we go. All right, it has been a while since I've had any kind of work done on my surf green Tom DeLonge strap that I'm working on. I bought a neck that had the inlays. However, on eBay, when I bought it, it did not show the water slide decals on the headstock. Online, it was blank. So I'm conflicted because I'm not interested in making a counterfeit. I wanted to make like my own replica and not claim that it was a Fender. I mean, they went as far as to have the custom shop and the Tom DeLonge signature on there. I'm not comfortable with that, so I don't know what I'm gonna do. I think maybe somewhere inside the body, I'll write fake, and maybe even like on the back of the neck here, maybe at the heel and on the back, I'm gonna write fake in Sharpie marker. Maybe even on the body behind the neck plate, I'll write fake, because this is going to be my guitar that I keep for my own personal use and adoration. But if it ever leaves my hands, if it ever gets stolen, or, you know, God forbid I die and my family has to sell off all my guitars, I do not want this being causing anyone trouble and being claimed as a real legit thing when it's not. So my original plans were to make a decal up there that had, like, I don't know, either, I don't think I'd put my last name on it, but maybe call it, so I'm not sure what Tom, I know that Mark would, you know, name his basses, and one of my projects is a replica bass of his, Scully, and, you know, so I got Scully, you know, for the headstock, and it is a blank headstock. So I was thinking about doing something like that for my replica, you know, my, not even a replica, it's like my tribute, you know, my tribute. I was going to do something along the same lines here, you know, call it like a punk caster, you know, or something like that, something obvious, but I'm conflicted with this. It looks nice. You know, I'm happy that it's about it in a way, but I'm also conflicted about it. So I'll figure something out to do with that. Now, what we have here is the legit accurate pick guard, where it's rounded in the corner rather than squared. I got a 500K super pot potentiometer from Dunlop. I have strap locks, Ernie ball. I have the, you know, like Telecaster style knob, the flat top. This is just a blank neck plate, nothing on there. I'm not gonna engrave it and try to further make it like a counterfeit. These are locking tuners with the oval head, you know, the vintage looking oval head. So those are gonna go on there. This is the legitimate Seymour Duncan Invader. I have string rollers like he uses, and I'm going to be installing a Pure Tone full contact. As you can see, it has 2 mains and 2 grounds, so it makes contact all the way around. I'll be putting that inside the pickup jack boat. I have the fixed hardtail bridge and these stainless steel saddles, which are, you know, as close as I could get to the type of fender saddles that he uses. And I'm going to be using, you know, cloth covered wire, vintage style cloth covered wire when I do all the installation. So that is all the accessories. The body is hanging in the garage. I was waiting for clear coat to dry, and then I'm going to wet sand it. And we'll get this thing assembled here pretty quickly, hopefully. So I forgot to start filming some of this process, but I am wet sanding the body. We've gone from 1,000 grit to 2,000 grit to 3,000 grit, just trying to get rid of orange peel of the surface, and then we'll polish it. And you can see what I did here. This is Sharpie marker. I put TD Tribute. It is a Squire body, so Squire, fake, TD Tribute, not real, Squire body, fake, just so that when, you know, if anyone tries to pass this off as the real thing, I did my best effort to make sure that that doesn't happen. The humbucker will sit right here, obviously, and these will be empty. But, you know, we just don't want this trying to get passed off as the real thing. This is not the real thing. It's a tribute, and therefore I will not sell it. But if I can't control what happens to it, if it gets stolen or, you know, I don't know. But making my best effort to make sure that people will be able to know it's not the real thing. The Surf Green Tom DeLonge Strat is complete. We have Ernie Ball strap locks for an Ernie Ball strap. We have the multi-point contact output jack, a Dunlap Super Pot, 500K Super Pot. Normally I'd go CTS, but since this was like a special build, I just went with something that was like fun. I don't know. We have the real Seymour Duncan Invader. We have our hardtail bridge with stainless steel saddles rather than those cast ones. So these, they looked the closest I could see to his, but also they are stainless steel. So I don't know. I don't know if that adds any sound qualities, but they look cool. This body originally, I believe this one, I can't remember if this one was fully sanded down or if this was a Sunburst Squire body, because I have two that I'm working on. I have this one, and then I have like a metallic one I'm working on. The pit guard is perloid, but this one is aged white rather than the bright white. The bright white was a real big contrast. I really liked the way that this looked. We have this neck that has the Blink 182 logo inlays, and I put a rolling tree string on there, string tree. Rolling one. I have the oval shaped vintage style tuners that are locking. And that's it. Complete. So now to work on a Mark Hoppus bass. Now what's going to be hard about working on this bass is Mark Hoppus's jazz bass was the normal pickup configuration, where the neck pickup was more towards the low strings, while the bridge pickup was shifted towards the higher strings. His newer basses, he's modified to where it's reverse, where the offset is opposite. I have a pick guard for both options. Although his Scully bass never had that reversed offset of the pickups, I've been considering it, but that will require me to do some new routing inside there, and I don't know if I want to do that. So I might just keep it the same pickup configuration as it is currently. But it is time to get working on Scully. Okay, completed. We got Seymour Duncan quarter pounders. We have the Blink 182 sticker. We have the finish flag. We have the famous Stars and Straps on there. We have his gauge strings, gauge and brand strings, Ernie Ball, 45 to 100, single volume, the multi-point contact jack, strap locks on a black checkered Ernie Ball strap. We have the skull inlays up to the 12th. We named it Scully because that is the name that he has for it. And unlike the Tom DeLonge guitar, I'm not trying to make a counterfeit. This one I actually had the option to do something like this, where I'm just giving it its name and not trying to pass it off as the legit thing. I wish that were the case with the Tom DeLonge one, but you know, I took as much precaution as I could to prevent against that kind of thing on the inside.